In the quiet town of Leongo, Burkina Faso just made a move that could shake up the entire cement industry across Africa. No, this wasn't about political instability or conflict. This was about power, industrial power. On March 20, 2025, Burkina Faso's military president, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, arrived in Zinière in the Plateau Central region to inaugurate something monumental, a brand new cement plant with a production capacity of 2,000 tons per day. It's called Société Industrielle Sino-Burkinabé de Ciment SA, or Sasino BSA, and it's fully backed by Chinese investment. This is no ordinary ribbon cutting. This was a direct challenge to Africa's cement giant Dangote. The new plant is one of the country's largest industrial investments in recent years. And President Traoré's presence wasn't just symbolic. It was a message. In his speech, he didn't just celebrate national pride, he made it clear. This factory stands for sovereignty, jobs, and a new economic order. We will inaugurate this cement plant, which is another factory in Burkina Faso, Traoré said. But the goal is to sit down with all the cement plants and find ways to lower cement prices. That's a bold statement, especially when the cement market has long been dominated by a single player. Let's be clear. The arrival of Sasino BSA marks more than a business launch. It's a direct challenge to Dangote Cement, Africa's most powerful construction material empire. The implications stretch far beyond Burkina Faso. This is about breaking monopolies, reshaping supply chains, and declaring economic independence. And what makes this move even more significant is who helped make it happen: China. In a statement shared on his official X account, Traoré said the plant represents a partnership that respects our sovereignty and is mutually beneficial. That line matters, because in recent years, African nations have been pushing back against exploitative economic models, demanding deals that prioritize local jobs, infrastructure, and autonomy. The cement plant is a product of that thinking, a joint venture with Chinese partners that's bringing industrial capability to a landlocked country long plagued by underdevelopment. But to fully understand this moment, you have to look at the long, complicated history between Burkina Faso and China. Decades ago, right after independence, Burkina Faso, then called Upper Volta, aligned with Taiwan. That was a big deal back in the 1960s, when African nations had to choose between Beijing and Taipei. For 12 years, Taiwan held the diplomatic spotlight in Ouagadougou. But in 1973, the tide turned. Burkina Faso officially switched to recognize the People's Republic of China. That began a two-decade partnership with China offering infrastructure, funding, and technical support. Then came the 1990s. Burkina Faso's economy was in crisis. Beijing wasn't moving fast enough. In 1994, Burkina Faso shocked the world by breaking ties with China and realigning with Taiwan, becoming the only African country to switch sides twice. Taipei stepped up with cash, aid, and development deals. But it wasn't enough to counter China's long-term game. By 2018, Ouagadougou had once again cut ties with Taiwan and embraced Beijing's Belt and Road Initiative. Since then, the relationship has deepened dramatically. In 2024, Burkina Faso and China elevated their ties to a full strategic partnership. That means regular high-level dialogues, infrastructure financing, military exchanges, and digital tech development. When China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi met with Burkina Faso's Foreign Affairs Chief in 2025, he made the stakes clear. This isn't just trade, it's alliance building. China is offering Africa something the West rarely does: investment without interference. China's approach is calculated. It's not about charity. It's about strategic access, loyalty, and long-term positioning. And in return, countries like Burkina Faso are gaining factories, roads, hospitals, and now cement plants. Wang Yi emphasized something else too: security. China expects its workers and businesses in Africa to be protected. In plain terms, this means, we're investing. You make sure we're safe. And so far, that deal seems to be working. Traoré didn't just thank China, he praised its leadership, its support for Africa, and even reaffirmed Burkina Faso's commitment to the One China policy, effectively shutting the door on future Taiwan ties. This cement plant isn't just about construction. It's about identity. It's about Burkina Faso choosing new allies, building new industries, and carving out its own path. But let's zoom out. Why does this plant really matter? Because it's putting pressure on a man who's long reigned supreme in Africa's cement business: Aliko Dangote. Dangote Cement is a continental powerhouse. It's the largest cement producer in Africa with operations in over 10 countries and a total annual production capacity of 52 million tons. In Burkina Faso alone, Dangote Cement controls a significant share of the market through its local branch Dangote Cement Burkina Faso SA. Until now, there wasn't much competition. But with the arrival of Sasino BSA, that changes. This isn't just a symbolic challenge, it's a functional one. A 2,000 ton per day competitor that's locally rooted, state-supported, and backed by one of the world's most ambitious global players, China. And the timing is perfect. Dangote has been expanding aggressively across Africa, with major investments in Nigeria, Ethiopia, Ghana, and beyond. In 2025 alone, Dangote Cement announced a $400 million expansion in Ethiopia and a $400 million restart of a massive 6 million ton facility in Ogun State, Nigeria. Dangote's empire is growing, but regional expansion comes at a cost. While the company saw revenue grow to 3.58 trillion Nigerian nairas, about $2.4 billion in 2024, its Pan-African arm actually posted a loss of 24.37 billion Nigerian nairas, or around $16.3 million. It's a reminder that dominance isn't always profitable, especially when new rivals emerged. So now the question is, what will Dangote do next? For now, Dangote Cement has kept its response vague. No direct statements about the Sasino BSA launch, but industry insiders are watching. Market analysts already reported a slight dip in Dangote's stock price following the announcement, a sign that investors are paying attention. This is a wake-up call. Burkina Faso isn't just opening a cement plant, it's launching an industrial rebellion. And the face of that rebellion is a young military leader in fatigues, cutting ribbons and challenging monopolies. At full capacity, the Sasino plant will employ hundreds of local workers. For a country struggling with youth unemployment, that's a game changer. And when you realize that cement is the foundation of everything, roads, bridges, housing, this becomes much more than a business story. It's a story of self-reliance. It's about building from within. For years, Western-led projects in Africa have come with conditions, debt traps, political interference, and long timelines. But China's approach, while not without its own strings, is offering speed, scale, and most importantly, respect for sovereignty. Captain Traoré said it best: "We remain open to sincere partnerships that respect our sovereignty." This is the model Africa is turning toward. And as the cement hardens in Leongo, so does a new reality. Burkina Faso is no longer just a passive player in Africa's development narrative. It's an industrial challenger, a strategic ally, and now a competitor in one of the continent's most essential sectors. The cement wars have officially begun, and Dangote, he's no longer alone.